What's going on YouTube? My name is Patrick Kim, and if you guys don't know who I am a growth operator that works behind different coaching businesses to be able to help them scale from 6 figures to 7 figures and even 8 figures a year. In this whole video, what I'm going to be breaking down to you is that growth operating isn't dead. There's not many videos on YouTube that you will find about this certain topic, and it's not, I would say, the most attractive. However, there's a lot of money to be involved. If you're someone that is a high ticket closer, maybe you're a copywriter or even a media buyer, and you're looking to take things to the next level and how you could be able to charge more and charge premium for your services, then this is the video that you need to watch. How it all started for me was I was a high ticket closer. I started in this space back in 2022. I was high ticket closing for a offer where we were basically selling Amazon programs. After that, I became a sales manager where I was placing people inside of different businesses. One thing that I learned about high ticket closing is that you can only make money on the people that you close, right? It's simple sales. You know, at a certain time, I maxed out my compensation plan of $30,000 a month. And obviously I could have done a lot more, but it wouldn't have gotten me to my 100K a month goal. When I became a sales manager and I took the next level to become a sales manager, I realized, there was more people selling beneath me and that were on my team to be able to help these coaches sell their mentorship programs. However, there's not many coaches out there that have a strong front end funnel, meaning they don't have a strong marketing campaign, they don't have a strong front end offer, maybe they don't do enough marketing, maybe they don't even run paid ads. It kind of helped out a little bit to be able to make more money while sitting on the couch and just training team members all day long. But overall, what really took me to that next level was becoming a growth operator. And if you guys don't know what growth operating means, it's basically when you go behind a coaching business or maybe even a service business and you help them scale through different infrastructures, different systems, maybe new offers that you create, and being able to get a revenue percentage based off of the results that you get them, and you're based off of incentive, you're based off of your performance. So this allowed me to get to the next level. And what I did when I first started was I started off with simple outreach. And with that outreach, I was able to land a client that I am currently with to this day, which has been close to 2 years now. I've been able to help out even other coaches with consultation calls and things like that. One thing that I've learned as an operator is that you're very valuable and you can't be replaced as easily, because if you have ideas or new ways to implement new systems, you're taking off the task that the creator doesn't want to necessarily do. For the creator I started with, he was doing $150,000 a month. He spent around 30K in paid ads monthly. And we were able to take that client from $150,000 a month to $1 million a month consistently a year and a half later. One thing that I've been able to do is grow throughout the whole process of being able to see this whole coaching business. What you really need to understand and know what to do when you are a operator is find the perfect time when it comes to the client. So one thing that sticks out to me when looking for a client is you could go on Instagram, you could go on YouTube, you could go on Twitter, you could go on TikTok, Facebook, LinkedIn, and find someone that is selling a digital product. They could be selling this through a webinar. They could be selling it through one-on-one mentorships. Maybe they are selling book a call, where you have to fill out an application when you get on their funnel. Maybe they're selling even low ticket products, but all you simply want to do is be the solution to their problems. Most of the time, most coaches want to make more money. However, they're doing so many things inside of their business where they can't see it from a different perspective, and they're always continuing to chase clients, chase new leads, and chase new money. So operations allowed me to do was come into this business and build out a sales team. I started off with sales management, like I said. I was a sales manager for 90 days in this business. We were able to grow it from $150,000 to right around $400,000 in revenue just from sales management alone. And all we simply did was, my client was hosting weekly webinars. And if you guys don't know what a webinar is, it's just a free virtual class that we do every single week where people get to hear more information and they get presented an opportunity at the end. It does really well in this coaching business if you're trying to sell one-to-many rather than one-to-one sales calls. So when I found this client, he was already doing webinars and he was doing them really well. He spoke really well, he gave influence, and not only that, people were able to make their return on investment off of the opportunity within a couple of days, maybe even within 24 hours. So what this kind of told me when I came into this business is, obviously we pointed out all the things that were going on in the business. The second thing that I did was audit the whole business. So looking at where we have constraints in the business, where can we make more money? And all I simply did was add in a CRM, a calendar, and 2 sales reps behind that webinar, and created another offer that was $5K. And that was basically that next level program for these consumers, these new leads that were getting into the door. This alone generated so much money. However, with webinars, you deal with a 30% show up rate when you run cold traffic, if you have good reminders and good sequences. And then you deal with around 7 to 10% conversions on your webinars of people that attended. So for us, there was 70% of people that might have not came to the webinar. They probably never bought on the webinar. And not only that, maybe they just didn't have time to even watch the class that was happening. So what we decided to do is, not only did we have that high ticket behind the webinar where people were purchasing from, but we had another thing called the waterfall method. And this method was something that I learned from an event that I went to last year, where Eddie, who is the founder of Bad Marketing, he basically broke down the waterfall method. And it was yet so simple but so effective in our business, where it helped us optimize more on the leads that were coming in the door, rather than just letting them sit there in our ecosystem, just receiving emails to get into the course. So we brought in a low ticket funnel. This was basically something that isn't really popular, I would say, but it changed a lot for the business. Not only did the high ticket help us gradually increase around $150,000 more in the business, but this low ticket allowed us to capture on the people that didn't buy, that didn't show, and not only that, have them spend something, so that way we could get them back on a sales call to pitch them the course or even the mentorship program. And these 2 things alone within my journey has helped tremendously change a lot in the business. And then one thing that we did stop focusing on more was just always continuing to scale in terms of ads and always trying to find new leads. But the first thing that I came into the business was figuring out how can we optimize on the list that we already have. And that's so important when you're trying to scale a client, is there's always room for lead gen, and there's always ways to do it. You can spend money on Facebook meta ads. You could do promotion through different creators. You could do promo pages. You could do podcasts. It doesn't matter what it is. I feel like scaling is a lot easier. It's more the fact of having a strong infrastructure behind your coaching business. That's more team members to help out, more manpower to fill up the fulfillment, the customer customer inquiries when they have problems. Maybe it's dispute rates, whatever it is. Your goal should be, if you want to get to $1 million a month with your coaching business, also focus on what would my fulfillment look like to be able to receive that much money and be able to sustain the business when it gets there. Most people that come into the coaching business is that they'll have a tremendous, crazy month, but the whole goal is, in coaching, you want to be able to run your business for a long time, be able to scale it to the point where you're spending hundreds of $1,000s a month on paid advertisement, have a good name in this industry, and not only that, be able to take this money to bring into maybe a SaaS, maybe it's something related to AI, but something that you can exit as well. But going into this business, your whole goal is, if you're already in high ticket closing, you probably already work with a client. Maybe you're in copywriting, you already work with a client, or maybe you're a media buyer and you work with a lot of clients, right? Is that you could come into any of these coaches' businesses, and since you're already a key role in one of their departments, is that you could easily point out a lot of flaws, a lot of things that are missing, and help them out. Like, coaches are there to spend money on their business if they're the right coach. But overall, they want to see their business do better. So your whole goal as being someone in the service, being behind the scenes. So one thing that I challenge you guys to do is, from this call, is if you're already someone that does sales, you're someone that does copywriting, maybe you're running ads for somebody, is find the holes in their business, add in something to give free value, and be able to charge on a new infrastructure that you could build into their business to be able to optimize on more leads. And in this business, one thing that has helped us scale from $600,000 a year to over $10 million the next year in this coaching business has been fulfillment and sales. So fulfillment and sales is very simple. And that's how I like to keep this business as an operator, is that if you're gonna focus on marketing, you're gonna focus on more leads coming through the door, focus on more sales coming in, always make sure that you set time away to focus on the fulfillment itself, because that's gonna be the most important thing to be able to have a good reputation in this business, take your business really far, your client's business really far, and not only that, be able to run a coaching business to the point where you could get up to $100 million. So always understand, when you're building out a coaching business, as well as, yes, focus on the fulfillment, but also understand that people want to buy from you. If they became a opt-in, a lead in your pipeline, you need to find a way and a solution to be able to solve the pain points of your leads, right? Because if they were able to opt in, if they were able to watch your class, maybe it's a 5-day challenge, maybe it's a VSL, whatever it is that they were interested in your business some way, somehow. You just need to find a solution for them. Maybe it's not the product that you sell them right behind that funnel, but you need to find ways to nurture them and sell them on another product. And one of the easiest ways to be able to, make another offer to your current customers or your clients' customers is being able to survey them and let them know what they want to learn from you, and breaking out into different offers. So with this client that I'm with, we were able to start off with one offer when he was working by himself, to now over 10 different offers that we sell continuously every single day, regardless how you want to be. Is the offer that you don't make to your customers, your leads, is the offer they can't take. All they know is that, hey, maybe this person, let's just say Patrick, for example, tried to sell me on this offer. However, it wasn't a good fit at the time. Maybe I don't have the money. But what if I gave them a cheaper product where they could build enough trust and work their way up into the ladder to be able to ascend into your next program? And that's all we simply did with our low ticket funnel, is we dissected the course, broke it down into 3 different offers, starting from $27 to $100 to $250, and booked them back on a call to sell them on the full package. And then next thing you know, that person came back into that ascension ladder. So your main thing that you want to focus on is optimization, client fulfillment, new offers, and being able to feel confident with it whenever you're running your client's business. Maybe it's your own coaching business, and that way you guys could get to the next level. There's going to be more videos that I talk about with different systems that we've created, different plays that we've ran that generated over 7 figures in a month, 7 figures in a week, and how you guys can implement this into your creator's business as well, or even your own coaching business. But if you're someone that is a high ticket closer, a copywriter, or even someone that runs ads for different clients, and you're looking to get to the next level, make sure to check that link inside of the description down below, where you'll be able to work one-on-one directly with me, where I will break down how to get into growth operating, how to fully audit your skill sets, find a client that you can work with, grow with, and be able to sustain a business with. And not only that, how to implement these infrastructures so that way you guys can get paid a bag rather than working your time away just to make money. So if you like this video, make sure that you comment, like, and subscribe. and let me know what you guys want to learn more about. I'm going to be breaking down videos from outreach methods that have worked for me to be able to secure clients. Not only that, I'm going to be breaking down how you should market yourself, how to charge in this industry of growth operating, and how to use AI to be able to help you take the task of an operator and make them a lot more efficient for you to be able to grow a lot faster and take on more clients. So if you like this, make sure to check out the link down below. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, and make sure to follow me on Instagram at Patrick H. Kim. I'll catch you guys on the next video.